but I was born in LA at Queen of Angels Hospital. I grew up in LA and didn't leave LA until I went away to college at UC Santa Barbara to university. But so I was in LA at the time of the Watts Rebellion and the Watts Festival of Arts. And that's where I was introduced to a lot of the artists that I would in turn show at CAM, because I thought that that was kind of a pivotal point for Black artists in LA. And you know, I was a very young woman in LA, and then I went away to college, and I taught at Santa Barbara City College, and then I went to Tuskegee University, first time living in the South, and it was a very different experience for me. I was teaching at Santa Barbara, I was in the sea of blackness, so it was very different for me. But, and people want to know, why are you going to Alabama from Santa Barbara? But I went, and as it turns out, my student body, the student body there was not just from the U.S., not just from the South, but I had a lot of students from the African and Black diasporas. So my students, because I was teaching art, I had students from the Caribbean, Jamaica, Puerto Rican, Haitian, St. Croix, Guyana. Then I had Africa, I had Ghana, Nigeria, Cote d'Ivoire, Burkina Faso. And it was always important for me, which I think it is important for you, to work in the public sphere.
Yeah.
And that's what academia wasn't for me. I didn't like talking to other people that already studied this and all of that. You want to find a way of engaging an audience and to get them to become as excited about the work and the stories as you are.
Right.
So,
Always. Well, you hope.
yeah,
That's
that's what you're trying to do. Doesn't always happen, but you know, sometimes it does, and you're delighted. It makes you want to do more. Or
Right.
I say, I've done enough.
So now you are working on writing, and
Yeah.
we're writing a book about artists. Well, you're writing books about artists. And you're writing a book in particular about Mary Lovelace O'Neill. Can you tell me why you chose her to focus on?
You know, yes, I can. I write all these poems and all of this prose, and not many people know, but I've done it for years, and it's okay that they don't know, because I do, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I've always tried to find ways of blurring the line, because I've described myself as a curator, art historian, writer, artist. And so at first I was trying to be this and trying to be that. I said, why don't I just be them all? How can I be them all? So I settled on book art, the art of the book. And that's what that grant is about for the Camille Phillips and John Hatch archive, working with that archive at the Rose Library at Emory, reading some of those interviews of really important, not just art historians, but playwrights and so forth, because what Camille and John did was very, very important in documenting a lot of the artists, and I mean across board, their work that just doesn't get out.
Right.
So I decided to create these artworks, these art books, these little objects that in which I pull from interviews, their words, and put their voice in, and create these little works of art in the form of books. And that's what that's about. So I'm doing one with Mary, but then there are 3 more people. I called Jill, I said, Jill, I want to do a little book on you. you know. So Jill is curator, and Judith Wilson, some of you may know her work. She taught at UC Irvine.